Brisbane International, world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka Open season, eases past Cristina Bucsa. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka has eased through her opener at the Brisbane International with the Belarusian firing past Cristina Bucsa in just 48 minutes 6-0, 6-1 in the second round. The ease of this win will no doubt send a warning to Sabalenka's rivals ahead of the Australian Open, which begins on January 18th. She raced through the opener in just 22 minutes and took just 26 minutes to close the second set, only losing one game as the Spaniard had no answer to the power and prowess of her opponent. It is technically not the first match of her season, with Sabalenka playing in the much-maligned exhibition against Nick Kyrgios last week, dubbed the Battle of the Sexes, but post-match she said that it proved to be a worthwhile exercise in the end for her. One that in her view helped her prepare for this tie, and also likely the fact she lost that tie, meaning that she wanted to go out there and prove a point in facing off against Bucsa in her opener as she heads towards the Australian Open in just a few weeks' time. "I mean, when you play against a guy, the intensity is completely different," she said. "Especially when there is Nick, who is drop-shotting every other shot, so you move a lot, so there was a great fitness for me. And today I was like, phew, let's move around, you know. That exhibition, it was fun. It was a great challenge," she added. "I think we brought so many eyes on tennis. It wasn't about proving something to anyone, it was able to show that tennis can be really huge." She now faces the retiring Aryna Sabalenka in the next round, who saw off Jelena Ostapenko later in the evening and continues to show no signs of letting up despite the fact that she is leaving the sport but wishes to do so on more of a high, and she is doing just that. Likely Madison Keys awaits in the latter stages in the quarterfinals in a rematch of the tie won by the American in the Australian Open final. Keys saw off another American in her tie as she saw off McCartney Kessler's 6-4, 6-3. Other results included a now Russian v Austrian battle as Diana Schneider toppled Anastasia Potapova 6-1, 6-3 fairly comfortably, with Daria Kasatkina being beaten by Potapova in the first round, and going through to face Schneider was a conundrum she couldn't overcome. But now Schneider, who will hope for a better season than 2025 where she floundered after heading towards the top 10, has a good opening few wins. Sofia Kenin lost out to Ekaterina Alexandrova with the top 10 star winning through 7-6, 6-3. While like alluded to, Kirsty won 6-2, 7-6 against Ostapenko. Karolina Muchova has just opened her tie against Ajla Tomljanovic, while Marie Bouzkova takes on Paula Badosa, and finally WTA Finals champion Elena Rybakina fully begins her year after a short stint in the World Tennis Continental Cup by taking on Shuai Zhang. Brisbane International, Aryna Sabalenka begins 2026 with authority, a season-opening masterclass. On a breezy Tuesday in Brisbane, the 2026 WTA season unfurled its first dramatic chapter as world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka stormed into the spotlight with a performance that was as emphatic as it was symbolic. In a match that lasted less than an hour, just 47 minutes, Sabalenka blazed past Spain's Cristina Bucsa with a scoreline of 6-0, 6-1, signaling not only her readiness to defend titles but also her intent to command the tour once again. Women's Tennis Association. A swift statement at Pat Rafter Arena. Walking onto the renowned Pat Rafter Arena, the stage of many Queensland summer tennis memories, Sabalenka carried with her the aura of a reigning world number 1 and defending Brisbane champion. Granted a first-round bye, she faced Bucsa in just her second match of the tournament. The contrast in their 2025 seasons was clear. Sabalenka arrived as one of the most dominant forces on the WTA Tour, while Bucsa came in as a rising competitor ranked around number 50, eager for breakthrough success. Tennis Australia. From the opening point, Sabalenka's presence was unmistakable. With blistering serves and powerful ground strokes, she dictated play and denied Bucsa any foothold. The Belarusian raced through the first set in a mere 22 minutes, dispatching games with aggressive intent and clinical execution. Bucsa's defense, admirable though it was, simply couldn't stave off the barrage of winners and precision serves sent her way. Women's Tennis Association. In the second set, Sabalenka maintained her unrelenting pace. She claimed the only game of the match that Bucsa managed to win, a brief respite in a contest otherwise dominated by sheer force and tactical excellence. Each point seemed to speak to Sabalenka's confidence, culminating in a flourish of winners and unreturnable serves that wrapped up her opponent in just 47 minutes. News.az. More than just a scoreline. What this win represents. It would be simplistic to view this Brisbane result merely as a lopsided score. Its significance extends deeper. This match marked 1. A statement of form and readiness. After a strong 2025, where Sabalenka captured 4 titles, including the US Open and other marquee tournaments, and finished runner-up at the Australian Open, French Open, and WTA finals, expectations were high for her in 2026. Her showing in Brisbane suggested she's dialed in physically, mentally, and technically right from the outset. Women's Tennis Association. Her serve in particular was a weapon of choice, delivering aces, setting up aggressive baseline rallies, and even opting for surprise serve and volley plays that caught the crowd's attention and Bucsa off guard. Sabalenka later admitted she was super happy with the level, a rare moment of candor that spoke volumes about her own standards and expectations. This is Crack News. 2. Momentum for the Australian swing. The Brisbane International is more than an early season stop. It's a launchpad for the Australian Open, which begins in mid-January. For Sabalenka, Brisbane is part of a carefully orchestrated build-up toward the Grand Slam season's first crown. With this sweep in the opening singles match, she not only advanced in her tournament quest but also wove confidence into her game ahead of Melbourne Park. China.org.cn. 3. Confidence after off-court spotlight. Late last year, Sabalenka participated in a widely publicized exhibition match against Australia's charismatic Nick Kyrgios, a modern-day battle of the sexes that drew global attention and some controversy. While such events often garner entertainment headlines, Sabalenka herself felt the competitive intensity helped her sharpen her fitness and mental resilience. She suggested that playing against a male opponent brought a unique intensity that translated into match readiness here in Brisbane. Philstar.com. Cristina Bucsa. A tough draw and a tough lesson. For Bucsa, a player who ended 2025 strong with a runner-up finish in Hong Kong and an Olympic bronze medal in doubles, the Brisbane draw was an opportunity and a challenge. Facing the world number 1 so early in the season is never easy, especially one as powerful and form-driven as Sabalenka. Though Bucsa managed to hold serve once, the gulf in firepower and consistency was evident. The playoffs. Yet, these matches are learning experiences in the highest sense. Competing against the best provides benchmarks that can shape a player's growth. For Bucsa, the Brisbane International remains a platform to increase exposure, experience, and tactical maturity on the hard courts of the Australian summer.